This is an Athearn Genesis GP9, a model marketed as ready to run and that retailed for well over $300. While this model has been the subject of plenty of criticism from its derailing issues, power pickup issues, and a plethora of other sloppy manufacturing defects, it has at least one redeeming quality going for it. Armed with a simple screwdriver and about 30 seconds of your time, you can remove just 2 screws and easily get access to the insides. This is Rapido Train's SW1200RS. It's an absolutely gorgeous, innovative, and feature-rich model that sounds as great as it runs, except for when it doesn't. Armed with a simple screwdriver, it will take you about 30 seconds to realize that opening this model will be an absolute nightmare. Although this is a rant, and a rant about toy trains at that, everything I am saying here comes from a place of love. However, I believe that for any relationship to remain healthy, issues need to be out in the open. So with that, I need to ask, why are these models so absolutely complicated to open? Why are there 9 steps to opening them? Are the sarcastic comments mockery at my futile attempts or empathy for those about to embark on this futile yet destructive journey? Why will Rapido tell me to jump in a lake if I break the tabs? Why are there tabs? How is the same picture twice with a bunch of arrows and numbers supposed to help me? This reminds me of how car manufacturers now make vehicles inaccessible to their customers, so that even changing a $7 light bulb balloons to a $200 charge from the dealership. Fortunately, Rapido does honor their warranty, and then some. Which brings me to the introduction of what I call the Rapido tax, a mandatory fee you will pay over and over from having to ship your models back for service at least once. Let's tally this up. The SW1200RS power pickup failures are a well-documented issue where even with clean wheels riding on clean track, the model will stutter at best. Since opening the model proved to be impossible for a newbie like me, off it went to Rapido. The RS11 came out of the box in perfect working order until one day when the motor didn't. The manual is not at all helpful when it comes to opening the model, and as this problem ended up being endemic, a thread quickly appeared online with frustrated modelers stumped on how to get in to replace their own motors. If you want to get a taste of just how complex opening an RS11 is, Rapido has a handy 5-minute video showing you how to do it. After I watched it, I put my tools away, packed up my model, and shipped it back to Rapido for service. Meanwhile, the SW1200RS began to sound like its coreless motor was dying, producing an ear-piercing, low-level hum. This is another well-documented issue ailing this model, so off it went to Rapido again. When the MLW M420 arrived, I put it through its break-in paces, but clearly something was wrong. At this point, I didn't even bother looking at the manual. I simply packed the model up and shipped it back. This is called learned helplessness. I'll say this, Rapido does brag that it will make it right, and they do, until they don't. My SW1200RS returned sounding somewhat better than before. Somewhat. Complete with a bent antenna and a missing window. I easily fixed the antenna, but the missing window was nowhere to be found. Rapido offered to send me a replacement, but this would have meant opening the model, possibly breaking the tabs, and then being told to jump in a lake. So I just opted to send it in a third time. Hopefully it will come back the way I sent it in originally. From a business perspective, how long can Rapido sustain to do this? The SW1200RS has not been back to their office 3 times. This adds a cost not just to the customer, but to Rapido to ship it back. The cost of man-hours involved in repairing these. When a model has been plagued by various issues all well documented online, this could have been solved the first time. Their warranty department sounds pretty busy as it is without me clogging it further because of a window. And the crushed antenna and missing window reflect just how complicated this is, even for them. Getting my model back looking like it was slapped together in a rush without a quick look over was probably the real disappointing factor out of all of this. I can live with shipping costs, wait times, mechanical problems, electrical issues, or even how awkwardly these models are put together, as long as the customer service is there to make up for it. But what do you do as a customer when that's gone too? Is this a foreshadow of things to come? The SW1200RS is at least from 2018. How long before they will stop servicing it? What do I do if at some point they won't honor their warranty anymore? Or if they go out of business? Because sooner or later, something else will break, and I may just be left with an expensive and highly detailed paperweight I won't know how to open without causing damage. As a customer, I buy Rapido models not just because they make some pretty innovative products, often packed with features other vendors only dream of, but because I feel it is important to support the underdog. Just think, despite everything that's happened, I still order their models before they're even made. But as the underdog, it may be in their best interest to meet their customers halfway rather than telling them to jump in a lake.